Good evening, folks. How y'all doing? It's your boy Mike D, aka DDE80, aka 13th Wonder of the World. Just waking up, trying to get my voice together, trying to get myself prepared for my other job later. But thank you all for joining me on the Point of View. Shout out to the Point Place family. Shout out to Bobby Reezy. Shout out to M Breezy. Shout out to Naya. Shout out to my sister. Love all y'all. Thank y'all for joining me on the Point of View. I know that AEW is about to come on in about 20 minutes, but I just want to talk over a few things. The real NXT recap will be tomorrow. Tonight is NBA basketball as well as AEW. I want to see how AEW comes back and try to fight what happened with CM Punk joining the WWE over the weekend, signing with WWE again after almost over 10 years. This is a real story. This is real, action, a real news story. Nothing fake about this. CM Punk is in WWE. He was on the pay-per-view Survivor Series last Saturday. He was also on Monday Night Raw this past Monday. So it's going to be interesting to see what's next for CM Punk in WWE. Although he had a bad issue with AEW because he kept fighting people in AEW who wanted to fight him and all this stuff here. But he came to WWE, and I don't think he's going to be doing that there because they are not playing with him now. He's on his last, to be honest with you guys, he's almost on his last leg in wrestling. I think that after he comes from WWE, I think he retires. I could be wrong, but I do believe that he's, 45 years old? I think him and Fadeaway, birthdays around about the same time. Shout out to Fadeaway anyway. But I don't know if CM Punk is going to wrestle at 50. He may, but I don't know. So I'm thinking that this is his last rip in WWE career of wrestling. It's going to be interesting to see if AJ Lee comes back. I would love to see her go up against Rhea. I would love her to live. This is just me hypothetically talking about AJ Lee. If she does come back to WWE, 9 times out of 10, she probably will. This will be great for business. Also, folks, I want to talk about Ronda Rousey in Ring of Honor. I don't know if this is going to be a new thing for Ronda Rousey. Let me tell you guys something. If AEW, Tony Khan went to her and wanted to sign her for an AEW contract / Ring of Honor for a multi-deal, she would get it. A lot of people are saying that Ronda Rousey has lost her luxury because she's no longer the baddest woman on the planet like she was with UFC and WWE 5 years ago. Ronda Rousey is still a great asset to any company. Whether she wrestles in NWA Power, whether she wrestles in the Independents, whether she wrestles in Ring of Honor, whether she wrestles in Impact, whether she wrestles for AEW. She is a great asset to the business, folks. And I'm here to tell you, this is exactly why I think that she will be in AEW. I could be wrong, but this is just me being a predicting a lot of things. And I've said this before, and I'll say this again. I said the same thing about Edge. I said, why would he want to go to AEW? And he's there because they got him fighting Christian. That's his first rip. He's already teamed up with Sting and Darby. Now I want to see, are they going to make him a legitimate title champion, contender? I think they will. About Adam Copeland Edge, folks. Also tonight, NBA is on, as well as college basketball, women's college basketball. Still don't know what's going on with Angel Reese. But I'm hoping that she comes back to LSU and play some ball games with them. But LSU is showing the world that they don't need her to win. And that's exactly what's happening. But she'll be back. The story will come out, what's going on with her and everything. She'll be back. They'll pretend like nothing ain't happened. As well as the beef between their moms, Kim, Angel Reese's mom and her teammate's mom. All that's gonna be water under the bridge when she comes back. Cause they're not gonna distort that team to where they don't go back and try to win the championship. Even though Don Staley's South Carolina's team is doing great, you can't count out Iowa with Caitlin Clark in them as well. Connecticut, UConn is also a team that's in the mix. Geno always be in the mix for a title. So we'll see what happens with all these teams, as well as college games tonight. North Carolina and Duke plays tonight. I'm hoping that they win because a lot of people have their spreads on them to win. And speaking of spreads, and I'll go back to wrestling in a minute, folks. The Golden State Warriors made a lot of people mad last night because the Golden State Warriors had the Sacramento Kings beat like 20-something points. I think they was like 25, 27, like that. And the Kings came back and won that game off Malik Monk hitting a game-winning shot. No disrespect to Malik Monk because he played with us last year. We know that he can shoot. He is a great player. He is a great role player that can shoot the ball, coming from the hills of Kentucky with AD. But man, the Warriors had everybody out there. Wiggins was hitting. Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, Steph Curry. They had Chris Paul got hurt. I can understand that's one thing that happened. Gary Payton Jr., I think Gary Payton III, whatever, his name, he got hurt. So I'm hoping that they're not out for a long time, but the Warriors were tailor-made to win this in-season tournament, and they're not going to do it. The Lakers and the Suns are going to be very interesting to see what happens when they match up in the play-in tournament next Tuesday. And I will give you my predictions on that when start next week. Also, the Lakers are playing the Pistons tonight. They should beat the Pistons. They should blow them out. But the Pistons are going to try to make a run and try to, get back in the game or whatever. Because Cade Cunningham and Amen Thompson, those guys are some legit basketball players, along with Stewart, the guy that got into it with LeBron. And, they have some guys out there that can play. So don't roll over on Detroit thinking that the Pistons are not what it is. They're not the team they used to be, the championship contending team, but they are still a team, as well as the Orlando Magic. I think the Orlando Magic, if they can keep playing the way they're playing, I think they have a chance to be in the play-in this year and have a shot at a playoff berth to play in the playoffs. That's just my theory. The Chicago Bulls, they need to break their team up because they're not winning like they're supposed to. You have a guy in DeRozan and, Zach LaVine and, Caruso and all those boys, Kobe White, and you guys are not winning like you're supposed to. That's not Chicago Bulls basketball, folks. The Bulls are always a team that's contending for a championship. The Toronto Raptors, they, as solid that they are at times, I think they need to make a trade as well. I think you need to get Anunoby or Siakam and somebody out of there. If you're going to go with the tanking, just blow your team up. The Portland Trailblazers, even though they're not expected to go to the playoffs, they have played some competitive games and have won some competitive games. Also tonight, Tyrone Maxey and Tobias Harris are going to have to figure out how to beat Zion and Ingram and the boys in New Orleans because Joel Embiid's not playing. He's out with an illness. I hope that everything is all right with him. I hope that he's better. As well as the Clippers, also, they play tonight as well. I want to see what that forehead monster does tonight. The Clippers should win tonight, ladies and gentlemen. They should win tonight, as well as, the Denver Nuggets. They play the Rockets. They have lost twice to the Rockets within the last 2 weeks. So let's see what Joker does tonight in his hometown because he's the only one out there playing. Jamal Murray's out again, and I hope that he gets healthy enough to come back and help them contend, and you know defend their NBA title. That's what I want to see. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been watching a lot of Peacock WWE Attitude Era, and the wrestling from back then is way different than it is now. These days, everything is a lot more censored and it's a lot more kid friendly and things like that. And I get it. But boy, the Attitude Era was something else. The years of Austin, Undertaker, Triple H, Rock, Stephanie McMahon, Edge, Christian, Hardy Boys, APA, Dudley, those were the days. Val Venus, Godfather with the women. Man, those were the days of wrestling, man. And Road Dogg, Jesse James, X-Pac, Billy Gunn. Man, those were the days, folks. And I'm telling you, if you want to get your dose of the WWE Attitude Era, for those of you that got Peacock, go back and go to Monday Night Raw or SmackDown 1999, 98, 99. Man, the pay-per-views of those years. Man, I'm telling you, those were some fun times, even though they don't condone that now these days. But those were some fun times in wrestling, folks. And I'm here to tell you that, we got 9 minutes before AEW comes on. But I want to go back to what I was saying about AEW. They're going to have to figure out a way. Then I found out that they said that Bryan Danielson was one of the guys that asked Tony Khan and the disciplinary committee to get rid of CM Punk. And in one way, I understand why Bryan did it. Because the protection of the wrestlers are important. That's one thing. But in my book, that was crazy. If CM Punk didn't know that then, he probably knows it now. He's not going to, I don't think he's going to talk about what happened to him in AEW on WWE unless somebody brings it up or somebody uses it in a storyline or try to get at him in a promo. But other than that, he's not going to talk about that. He wants to get back here and make it happen. Do I see CM Punk versus Roman Reigns in the future? Yes, I do. Do I think Cody's going to go up against Roman Reigns at WrestleMania? It could happen. I think that CM Punk will go up against Seth Rollins at Mania, and I think that Cody is going to go up against Seth Rollins, excuse me. I think Cody versus Reigns, and I think Seth versus CM Punk at Mania. I think those are going to be the two matches that we see happen at WrestleMania. I don't think Cody's going to win the Royal Rumble. I think Gunther's going to win, or LA Knight, one of those two, or Jey Uso could possibly win. But my deal is this. Seth Rollins versus Jey Uso next week. Are we going to see Seth Rollins defend the title against everybody that was on the SummerSlam team? Survivor Series team, excuse me. I think he gave Sammy a title match. I don't think he's going to give Cody a title match. He may. Do I think he gives Randy Orton one? He may. But I know for sure that Sammy and Jay are going to get it, and I don't think Drew McIntyre is finished with Seth Rollins. I think that at the Royal Rumble, we will see Seth Rollins against Drew McIntyre again. Drew McIntyre is not going to win the title unless they're trying to build him up for a big WrestleMania match because his contract is still not solid. He still has not re-signed with WWE. He has time. I think that he will. I think that Becky Lynch will also have a shot at it as well because I believe that Becky Lynch, folks, is going to go up against Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania. And I think that Ripley's going to beat her because it could be another Becky Lynch WrestleMania moment, but I don't think so. I think that they want to make Rhea Ripley the Roman Reigns of the women's division. And I'm just hypothetically speaking about this stuff because I think that's what we see happening, and I think that's what it is, folks. You know, I think that's what you know. I don't know what it is, but I'm hoping that it happens. I'm hoping that it's great for business. That we have 5 minutes left before AEW comes on. But I'm here to tell you all that just be on the lookout for the rest of the year of wrestling. For the Troops is coming out soon. That's going to happen in December. Um, like I said, all my special podcasts are going to be done. I still have one going to dedicate to my boy Bobby Reezy coming soon. I still haven't done the part two of the Michael Jackson, my top 10 greatest Michael Jackson songs yet. Uh, I still haven't done the Booker T one. That's one I gotta do as well. The one on Kurt Angle, his top TNA matches. I just got one that I'm gonna do on Mr. Perfect, Kurt Hennig. Fade Away. I'm gonna try to do that one probably tomorrow, Thursday. I want to talk about the NXT recap as well as get back into with the AEW recap as well. But I want to get back into Impact Wrestling as well because I've been slacking on them, and I want to see, if I can combine all that and make it one big podcast for at least an hour and a half. The win that I have, I hope I can do that for at least an hour and a half, folks. Maybe I just can put them in bits and pieces and just stream them all at one on Spotify. But ladies and gentlemen, I'm out. This has been The Point of View. Enjoy the NBA. Enjoy NCAA basketball. Also enjoy AEW wrestling tonight. God bless you. God keep you. Happy holidays. Love all y'all. Good night.